Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Part 2, Episode 3, Campaign 2, Critical Role. Because I do it in multiple parts, and it is Episode 3 of Campaign 2, and I have to give Critical Role acknowledgement. Either way, I feel like I'm super bright. Last we saw, we fight the Crown's Guard. If you didn't see the Patreon hour-long video, the Patreon video was like an hour and 10 minutes, because I don't know why. I think I just talked a lot in the beginning. I think I talked for like 10 minutes in the beginning, and Patreon is unedited, so it all gets thrown up. Either way, at the end of the Patreon video, the Crown's Guard that isn't dead and isn't us, because we were the Crown's Guard for a bit, at least in disguise, they come in, they say you've been absolved of being questioned or having to go wherever they had to, I think before Norda. Whatever they had to do, they're absolved of it for a day. But they're coming back tomorrow. They just want to investigate further. What are they investigating? More Crown's Guards. Or, I mean, honestly, it's been taking so much time to go through. Even though I'm loving it, I totally get what you guys said, how slowly time moves in the campaign. Because I could be mistaken, but I feel like we've been dealing with the undead Crown's Guards for all of episode 3 since the very beginning of part 1, or was that the end of part 1? And I did the Patreon video and part 1 in the same day this week. Patreon video is going up today, which wouldn't matter because by the time you guys see this, it'll have already happened. We kill the Crown's Guard guys that are already undead. We find out it is the Toad Man. I keep calling him the Lizard Man. It's because I just saw Spider-Man twice recently. The new Spider-Man and Lizard Man's in it. So I keep picturing Lizard Man every time I think of the guy. I know he's more of a toad or a frog. I've even, in my conclusions, theorized that it was possibly or is possibly him secreting whatever frogs do. There is a certain type of frog in real life that it secretes some kind of thing that people use to get like basically trip, like acid. It's like hypnosis or not hypnosis. What am I thinking of? Psychedelic, like psychedelic. I feel like I'm missing the word here. Either way, it exists. And I was thinking maybe it has something to do with that, but in like on another level, clearly, because they're turning into undead monsters. I still think it could be tied to Enon in some way. Maybe it's his son. The only reason I'm still going off the Enon thing is because I feel like we really tapped into Enon's backstory more than we needed to. Now, that could just be a thing that Matt Mercer got into. It's still fun. It doesn't have to mean something, but I feel like there's more to it. I just feel like Enon had something to do with it. People said he kind of kept quiet. He worked on the docks for 30 years or a really long time. His kid happened 35 years ago. I'm thinking maybe he kept quiet and he worked around the docks because he had a toad kid for whatever reason. But I don't know why that would be a thing. Either way, I could be totally wrong, but I just want to say that that is still in my mind. That is a possibility until we find out what the deal with the Toad Boy is. I also found out, or we found out, that the dwarven girl Toya, I thought it was a love and caring thing. They're saying he is slowly siphoning energy out of her if it is the thing we think it is, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. The way we ended it was, I think Caleb was reading the book, because we now have the book. We found out that Not the Brave has a lot of gold. And instead of selling the very expensive flask that he stole from the bookstore, he just gives Caleb 10 gold with no problem whatsoever. Caleb buys the book. Now Caleb's finding out info, and we don't have to go talk to anybody for a day. We could venture out. We could do things. Let's see. You guys want to be way ahead, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link's at the end. If you're seeing this on YouTube, there is at least 2-hour-long episodes on Patreon, and every episode's going to have at least an hour-long episode a week that you'll only see on Patreon. We might do more things on there, I don't know, and then the live streams are Friday at 9 p.m. If not, here we go. Part 2, Episode 3, Campaign 2, Critical Role. This is right after the guards left, so the Crown's Guard... So, here we go, cat. That's what I saw, cat.
The thing about my cat is a cat, definitely.
He is a cat, just in case.
A creature, and if I have an hour, he doesn't have to be a cat. He can temporarily be a bird.
How much did you say it costs?
Well, I have a lot of charcoal now, and you said you have incense on you?
I go into my bag, and I've got some old weird... I've got like a weird little...
Look at what is...
About 8 silvers worth of incense, and that's a lot.
And it's in a very strange ornate
I know you guys have told me that beforehand we go over this with Matt, but how much are we allowed to take?
Oh, sandalwood. Yeah.
Sandalwood.
But like it's Nag Champa. It's just Nag Champa all over.
Yeah, it's masking the faint scent of horse dung.
Like, could Sam just tell Matt, I want 100 gold in my bag? And Matt just goes, okay.
Let it all out. Go for it.
Or is there like limits? Like, I used to watch a show where they'd go, you could pick from this list 5 to 10 items from this list, whatever you want, but there was
I prefer him
limits.
as a cat, to be honest, but you know, in a pinch.
Anything else besides?
All right, Frumpkin's gonna be a bird. Is there a Frumpkin bird stuffed animal? Because I want both.
Octopus once. There was this one time.
I wore this shirt
Not was very high up.
because my shirts are coming for the live stream Friday. They should be here right before the live stream.
Onto the octopus, and it served as some sort of a landing pad. It killed the octopus, but I lived.
So you can.
You know, octopuses are very smart.
I think it's octopus.
Octopi, yes.
I didn't say I was very
Enough
smart.
about the pastries already.
It can be killed is an important thing
Waiting on
to
that
know.
octopi joke for
I only
5
mean
years.
if it's important to you in a moment of danger, I would try to save it. But if that's not important,
No, I mean, you know, it can be pricey to keep bringing him back and all that, but he's no, you can't kill him.
fair enough. That's very
I almost feel like he had an accent there that he normally doesn't have with Caleb.
to
I
turn
was
it into
very
a bird.
hungry.
Was it
Yeah.
Philly?
I need about an hour of
Later
time. I would just head upstairs.
Empty
I could do it.
calories.
Yeah, I would head upstairs.
Empty
and,
calories.
borrow-
I love they're all having like their own conversations.
Yordo is currently in the process of sitting down and checking something underneath the bar. Goes, I'm sorry, what was that?
I was hoping you had an iron pot I could borrow for. Never mind. I'll use the piss pot. I'll borrow those.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Is
We're
this
at that
enough
point.
to jury rig. a
How,
fine
how,
familiar?
how much is the?
It's 10 gold.
No, you're gonna need to go out and buy some.
That's why I
Buy
asked
some
it
what?
before.
Incense?
Yeah, we need. Okay, so this is this is a joke.
Before
This is
Liam-
supposed to be incense.
Before Liam was talking about it, and they were like, let's worry about that later.
Colon incense, yeah.
Well,
For
there,
this plan to work.
there is the remedy store that you've seen before, and that would be the place to have any sort of incense and or herbal type.
I've been to one of these places. It's called Natural Remedies.
Yes,
One of the
Natural Remedies.
medicinal Things. It's up the street a bit.
That was, yeah.
You have 10 gold.
Does he have more?
Maybe.
How much gold does Sam
Going
have?
through gold very quickly.
I mean,
Or
if-
I could just sneak in and grab it for you.
I could help you.
He did say maybe, but I think he's got it. I think Sam's got a ridiculous
I
amount.
don't want to push that.
Let's save our strength for
If we
later.
have the gold, that's the
I do.
safest path.
It's an easy.
I'm in for a penny. I'm
Ten.
gonna throw a gold
Oh.
in there as well.
Ford gave him
So
10.
you have 10 gold between 9.
These
from-
guys have
from
a
4
significant
gold.
amount of gold.
I'm in again.
Like, for this early, I feel like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not a lot of
So
gold.
you have the gold. We'll say for the purposes.
I'm
of
thinking
this
that's a
video,
lot.
you
Maybe
need to
10 is
purchase the
nothing.
Necessary incense, and it's quite a bit. Like it's for the purposes of this ritual, which you've done before. It's quite a cluster you have to assemble for this. The chalk's amassed. The other materials you need for it.
Just saw Jester open her purse and here you go. It's like
I don't want to know.
Oh, there was just like a joke? Was that just...
carry on.
So you can.
Yeah, I'm going to go up to my room, and it takes me an hour to do this, hour and 10 minutes to be exact.
Okay.
But I put the
10 minutes.
This- Liam did say this before. He was like, guys, and he started talking about what he needed and how he needed to do it. And they're like, we'll worry about that later. But I mean, at least they got the
You guys
stuff.
made me face palm pretty long before.
So I go upstairs to cast Find Familiar.
Right.
Find familiar.
What form?
My shirt was pulling me down. It's all right.
And
I was
with that,
sitting
as you
on
finish
it.
the concentration, you watch as the cat form shimmers and condenses into this tiny little cluster of what looks almost like coal before it
Yeah.
sprouts wings and lands on your shoulder.
That's almost frightening, though. What if something goes
Sorry,
wrong?
This is not your preferred.
I don't like
form.
sacrificing Frumpkin.
Until I get 10 more gold. So let's go down and get some breakfast.
All right. You guys, after waiting patiently and talking amongst yourselves, Caleb reemerges with the
Was Frumpkin originally a cat?
There he is.
Like, just because we know Frumpkin as a cat, maybe he isn't in his original form. I'm assuming he is.
On his horn, yes.
Go ahead.
Oh,
This is the
his name-
lumpiest little bird I've ever seen.
is his name
adorable.
still Frumpkin?
My
It's just
God.
the bird.
Laura is...
Always Frumpkin, yeah.
Always Frumpkin.
There's a little feathery frumpkin.
He flits over to Jester's horn.
Takes a dump because she called him lumpy. So now you got shit on.
I feel so special and blessed.
It is
guys.
considered good luck. Literally, look it up. If you haven't heard this before, a bird shitting on you is actually considered good
Is
luck.
this what we're doing? I can't go anywhere. I'm going to be blind and deaf. I have to stay still.
I'm giving him
safe
pieces of what?
And, you know, try not to
What is she giving
have
him?
too many things. And it'll take a while, but he will go off.
Well, if you'd like, you could stay at the inn, or we could acquire that boat, and once you're on board, we could send it out as a sort of a recon.
That's true as well. That's true as well.
All right, I'm down with that.
Or are we going out
Do
during
sparrows
the day?
see in the dark?
Are we asking
They're
Matt?
daytime birds.
Oh,
It is
but
daytime
that
now. It
probably
would
would
require
have
us
been
Do this
leaving
quickly
now.
before the light goes away, right?
Well, if we can send the sparrow out, we can.
I
carry
would
it with us
think
if you
birds
can.
in general could see day and night. I don't know. I'm not a bird expert. One, I'm not. I don't know. Of all the aminals, it's probably birds I don't know anything about.
Let's let the sparrow see if it can find anything. Then we know which direction we have to head into, so there's not too much meandering about.
Yeah, can we just hunker down here while
Yeah.
And do you take on the? I guess you would take on the traits of the character you formed into.
Up to 100 foot range.
I thought we talked about this. You told me, and if you need to change it, but that I can only control him telepathically up to 100, but could continue to see.
Oh.
I'm happy whatever your ruling is, but that's how.
Look at Liam is so polite about it. Even he could have called them all out. I would have been like, next time I'm telling you guys that we gotta go get some shit. Listen to me. Don't say that and tell me later, because that's what they kind of did to him. Liam is just very polite, and he's just like, all right, I'll do whatever you guys want. And when it happens, he doesn't even rub it in your face. He's like,
The wording is a little squirrely. So yeah, you cannot communicate with it telepathically, but you could technically still see through its eyes, I suppose. The way
look
it's
at
worded.
Liam.
Give it the message. I could give him the command up close to go, but
And then-
if anything happens, I can't improvise with him, and he just does what the.
I think that's
Right,
accurate.
the command.
So Liam is correct.
Fly north
Matt,
to the island.
he's correct, Matt.
and circle it a few times to see what we can see and come back.
Okay.
I mean, that is a huge
You go up to the
difference, honestly.
Pumpkin.
That's huge, because like Liam just said, you could give him directions, whether he follows them or not, who knows. But you could give him directions long term.
To
Hope he
be
gets
clear,
there.
when Caleb is focusing. The pupils go to like a very, very faint kind of sky blue, and you see flickering in them, though you cannot make any imagery of it. It's just the strange movement within the pupil.
Yep, there's that bullshit again.
He can't communicate with us when he's like this.
No.
He talks. He will talk to you, just out of the fucking.
Can he feel us? Yeah.
I hope
If he actually gets like that, he should probably explain to them a little more specifically what's happening.
Don't do that for me.
Can he tell who did it?
No, he can't. He
That's
can't see you.
wonderful.
He broke
When
concentration.
he asks.
Well, okay, but he won't know now.
As you concentrate, the bird's eye view of Troston Wald, Frumpkin carries up high into the air. And for the large lake as it is, you can see two smaller land masses in the center of the lake. It's technically not north from where you are now, since you're back in the city. It's more of a somewhat northeastern direction. And they're both relatively small. One's maybe a few hundred feet across. Another one is maybe 50 feet across. It's a smaller mass. Watching as it coasts downward and does a pass over the larger one. Make a perception check for Frumpkin.
Make a perception check for Frumpkin.
That is a 6 plus probably very little or nothing, so you can.
I'm going to turn this up.
Now look up sparrow.
Looking at the,
I feel like we can go a little louder.
there is a
Hopefully.
faint tree line on this island. The island
are we
has
at now?
a few small trees, which is mainly what you had seen during the night when you looked out over the water, Beauregard. The landmass was actually at the very top of this tree line. It's a small grove that is clustered there on the center of this island. But unable to make any other details other than the tops of these trees. And there's a few spots in between where you could see overgrown grass and general.
I love when he gets descriptive. I get lost in it. That's why I get so quiet. If you guys go back and look, I get so quiet when Matt starts describing things because I like get lost in
The other one
envisioning
has
it.
maybe 5
Which
or 6
is
trees
the
on it,
point.
but most of them appear to have either died or just be standing alone in this small mass. That one looks pretty barren. Even as bad a look that was, it doesn't look like there's anything visible on that landmass.
And does it look bolder than the other?
It
Yeah.
Okay.
That
The
one.
larger one has much more of a cluster, a grove.
Which means there's
Last
death.
question,
Nothing's growing or something.
Tell how far apart these two islands are.
Yeah, they're
That's
roughly
close. That's a football. Well, 2
say-
football fields. Wait.
600
No, that's like a football
feet
field.
from each other.
A football field's about.
Okay.
We're just all sitting around.
A football field's like
in the room watching him
350
watch
yards,
TV.
350
Yes,
feet.
Okay.
I think a
While
football
this is
field's
going on,
300, 350 feet.
Can I
So that's like
whip
2
out
football fields. That's not a lot at all.
My little
Like in the distance of
chemistry
islands.
kit and just start finally putting together some.
There's 3 feet in a yard, and a football field's 100 yards. But there's the end zones and the rest. So it's like
It requires
330,
half a
give or
day
take.
to make that.
I'll start it then.
Okay.
Get in an hour of work.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna take my staff. She's doing that. I'm gonna take my staff and kind of repair where it cracked a little
Wrap
bit.
it up.
Ah, that's right.
I'm going
I
to take
forgot
wheelchair.
that. She did because she rolled so shitty. Cracked her staff.
I feel that,
I know.
and it feels good.
We talking just one braid, French braid?
Like a few little braids, you know, because his hair's not super long. Maybe like one here, and like one down here.
Sure.
You can't make me vax again. It won't work.
Make an intelligence check, adding the proficiency modifier.
One.
You kill us all.
Play-Doh! We've got Play-Doh.
Guys, Sam has rolled 1s and 20s
Third one of the night.
For the,
so
for
consistently.
the supplies that you've spent,
This is the rest of my Red Bull.
You used,
I got
you've
the
used your one
arcade
set
tonight.
of acid supplies you had on you, so you have to buy more to make it again.
Oh, no.
And as you begin to make it, it becomes caustic and begins to melt through part of your glove.
Great.
Immediately freak out, and as you do drop it, it hits the wood, splatters a bit, and
Oh, no.
to melt through the wood.
Oh no.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just.
Sometimes a bad roll could be bad.
But it didn't go through the entire floor, I don't think.
I-
No.
Or we're not going to get our deposit
You know
back.
what? We'll move the nightstand over a little to cover it up.
Yeah,
No
like
one
a
will
rug or
see.
something.
Is it slowly eating through the wood?
Yeah.
It is still slowly eating.
I
the
think
wood.
it's going to go eventually through. Get like a shovel and.
Water on it.
Or,
Oh no.
no, that might react horribly. I would like get something to dig it out. Like, don't touch it with your hands, but like,
Oh no.
get like a little trowel or something. Dig it out. Get it out of there.
Eventually, Frumpkin begins to return, having done Frumpkin's full watch.
I love Frumpkin. I can't believe we're using him for so much.
I see that he's-
See, in the show, Vox Machina, I love Trinket. You guys
Out of
can
it, the
see we
first thing you
stacked
see is
all
all
of the
them
Vox
gathered
Machina
around
guys
this
like this
hole
now.
in the wood.
So there's no glare.
What are you doing? What are
But
you doing?
Trinket wasn't in the show as much as I would have
Place my
liked.
hands on the wood, on the sides of the wood, and start transmuting it to iron. underneath.
Iron.
Okay.
That's not
Oh, that's
noticeable.
cool.
All right. So, as you concentrate, the area in the wood around where that hole is all of a sudden begins to turn darker and more solid. And while the texture remains of wood, suddenly it has the appearance of like a dull reddish brown metal.
Thank you. We'll just mop it up with some towels and whatnot while it's still iron.
Hopefully it will dry.
That is a hell of a talent.
Yeah.
It's pretty fancy.
I love when we learn things we didn't know. I didn't know that.
Oh no, the coin was magic. It was a magic pot that we sold you.
Oh man, I've been concentrating on skinky doodles all day.
That is your power word.
All right,
Sorry.
it's fine.
What?
Sorry.
I've been. What are skinky doodles?
Closer together.
Would you like back?
You look beautiful.
Would you like back the 2 copper pieces you gave me for the pot?
No, you keep it.
Thank you.
I'm a very generous person.
Can we ask what you saw?
Oh, of course. Sorry.
I can't believe how bad a roll could
The
be.
bigger one. They're not close. The smaller one.
Like, you
One
literally got to
is
watch what you
oldish,
do.
A couple of trees, but you couldn't see too well on either of them. The bigger one is dense with trees, and I didn't see them.
Did you have it fly down closer so you could see better?
I thought that he would be able to see from the air, and I thought that would be safer. So no, I'm sorry.
It was a busy water.
Are you stupid? You did not have him fly closer to the water.
There are some fishing vessels out there, and there are a number that are still at the docks. It's
Not like a lull for any reason.
no.
It's not complete week.
I think the island with nothing on it is
Well,
bare because
Go
of
to the big
disease and evil.
I think that the chances of finding it on the big island are greater. Yes.
Fair enough. Out the window, shall we?
What time of day is it?
By now, it's like 3:30 in the afternoon.
They are probably going to check at.
Tea
I know
time.
what I'm thinking. Wait till the sun starts to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it's got to be soon at this point.
Actually, probably closer to 5 at the time that you spent with Frumpkin. So
I honestly don't know
closer to dusk.
Okay.
if they'd come back. The guards probably won't return at this point, not for the day at least, because they already told them, sit still, we'll talk to you tomorrow. So,
Going back this way?
Of course.
I mean, it probably don't really matter, but maybe leaving
Anyone
at
else, gonna
dark
be
is
heading out the front door
easier to
besides
travel.
Caleb, not myself.
I don't want to waste a spell this time.
I think that's smart.
I'll keep with you.
How far away roughly was?
Is that supposed to mean something? I always see Molly whip out his deck and he plays around with it like
where you are right
he never
now,
does anything. But I'm like, I don't know.
I'd say mile and a half.
Mile and a half. I can make that in 15 minutes
while everyone
easy.
Is preparing, I take out my spool of silver thread and I go to.
I used to
first
run 3 miles a
Justice
day
Room,
every day
and
for
I
like
stretch
15
the thread
years. I could do
across,
3
and
miles
flashes across and the thread
in
disappears.
under 25 minutes.
And I do the same. Takes about 10
If I
minutes each time.
run.
I do the same on Ford's doorway, stretch across. So if anyone goes into these doors besides you, I will know, but not when we're on that island, only on the way there.
Okay.
Lasts about a mile. That trip.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, I'm just, see, in the beginning, I was like, how are we going to do this? And then a spell or something will help us. So I'm just expecting
last time, or if you
things.
just didn't hear me. But you never exactly told us how the circus creates and writes their performance acts.
And they did say at the end that a lot of carnival people ran
Oh,
off.
so you did hear me.
And they're trying to round them up.
We were.
Fire Lady is imprisoned.
Just clarifying.
So is Bo and Gustav.
If somebody's got an act, they show it off. Gustav figures out how it's going to work into the narrative, puts it all together.
So you bring your own narrative.
You bring a bit,
All right.
and then the bit is shaped and formed.
So you could come and just be an
through the
outsider.
show. Whether or not, if you can do a thing with fire, you can do some juggling.
All right.
And they figure out how that's going to work into anything.
That's what I kind of figured. So you could bring any act as long as Gustav's cool with
I
it.
mean, it's all an act. Mostly.
So
Mostly an act.
did Toya and Calorie come together? With
Of
their-
course.
They came separate.
They came separate.
What is the?
Oh, you're thinking of Kari and yeah, Toya and Kari. They were an act before they were an act for as long as I can remember, right? They were.
As long as you remember, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
I've never
they-
not known them as.
Yeah,
an
well,
act.
I thought when we talked to them, they said that Toya came after.
I don't remember that. Oh, they
Joined the
did?
circus at separate times.
That's what they told you.
When we were
Right.
investigating, we
I
were.
We
don't
gave
remember
them
that, honestly.
a hard-
That might have
you
been
know,
7
like
ciders
fast
deep.
cut.
Towards the end of the live stream,
The good
I
guy.
accidentally chugged 2
Yeah,
seltzers,
got
and I may have slipped up a little at the end.
From them, and then,
You're not leaving here
Yeah.
without telling us the truth.
yeah, and I was like, "Don't worry, she won't hurt you. I'll be really
I'm
good."
crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
and then
crazy.
they everything, and they were like, "We're a fiend," and she was like, "I'm a little girl."
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is how it went.
She confessed to being a little girl.
Have
Yeah.
any empty positions at the circus for these two?
I'm feeling like maybe that might be a thing.
And Teely, if you said it's mostly an act, what's the not mostly part?
Well, I mean, everyone's got some weird. We're weird people.
I mean, I was going to say, what do you expect? Do you expect, like,
People come in and they're a bit
normal
strange.
people to just walk up to you and go, "Can I join the circus?" You're going to be an odd person.
Can they all tell fortunes like you?
No.
Do they cut themselves like you?
Oh, well, that's a complicated conversation.
Yeah,
No.
he's not a cutter. He's literally, I mean, maybe he is. He gave a story that was a lie before, but I feel like there's some truth.
So they lied to them, which means
No, they didn't lie to us.
We meted out the truth.
They told us the truth.
Who has that
The
spell?
case wide
Someone
open.
has a spell that could detect
To
truth.
be fair.
Not?
Toya.
Oh, yeah.
Unless, and here's my new theory.
Okay.
The big frog man, you said that he can leech the life.
Oh, can he make her say things?
What it is.
Maybe he can make
What
her.
if Toya is a fully grown adult woman?
Oh my God.
Slowly leeching so much life from her that she's a small.
No, but Molly would know. Yeah, Molly would
Not a
know.
fully grown adult woman.
She's a tiny, full-grown person.
But do we trust Molly? But Molly would know best.
Why is she?
Oh, she's just a dwarf?
Is she a full-grown?
Okay, that makes more sense, actually.
For God's sakes, people.
It just seemed like she was shrunken down from mass.
So
Oh, that is so offensive. I was gonna say, I'm like, whoa, that's touching the line. I'm fine with it, but I am not one to
I think
be
you're right,
insulted
but
by that.
I don't know how he's managed to go this long. Like, why? And why now? And why in front of all those people?
What if
That's
he's
weird.
Like one of those
See, the
creatures
fact that
that's on the
Molly's
bottom of
already
the sea,
lied and got
she's
called
not
out
actually
and was
even
a
person,
liar.
She's just like this light.
But I
with
believe it.
tentacles in front
Tentacles.
of-
One of his tentacles.
Yeah.
He has tentacles now.
Not just tentacles. Dwarf tentacles.
Oh my God, they're making it so much more difficult to know what's real and not.
I think
We know
Not.
all we need to know.
I think
Oh my
he's-
God.
I mean, I think
Roll.
he's-
That's all we're good.
The rest
We
of them
are
I'm not
solid now. Roll out.
I mean,
you never noticed Toya acting weird. You were never like, oh, this is a strange.
we're all a bit weird, and you don't ask a ton of questions.
That to me is normal.
There's a
Like,
difference between
it's a
quirky weird
freaking
and,
traveling
this person's
carnival.
life force
You got
is being
freak
siphoned
shows
away
and
from them
stuff.
weird.
There is, and it's the difference between being in a carnival and not being in a carnival.
yeah.
Then why were you with the carnival?
Because he's weird. Exactly. Are you saying he's not weird? Talzin himself is a different kind of dude. I don't mean weird like bad. Weird to me is just different. But different in like a weird way.
I don't know.
Like, weird to me isn't a bad word. I feel like people look at weird like a negative thing. Weird to me, like, we have books, Weird New Jersey. I used to live in those books and go around and find all these places. Weird to me is cool. I think weird is
To
awesome.
get about another 30 minutes or so before it sets.
Let's go.
All right.
On the way
God
out.
bless you.
Weird New Jersey, if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're books of all the weird places in New Jersey.
Booze from the bar to fill up my platinum flask.
Multiple.
Or
I was a kid, I drove them all.
Okay.
Did them all. All haunted places, devil, demon spawn locations that are obviously maybe real.
About 2 silver pieces.
Great. Mark it down.
So have
Now,
your glass.
mark it down. What do we got here? We got to almost be there. I feel like we've got about 15 minutes till the break.
Bark tally.
The break, we're going till they take their break. When we hit their
Liquor
break,
refilled,
we're done.
You go towards the window, you all gather and glance out, and in the alley below the inn,
no.
at the edge of the alley, is a stationed Crown's Guard that hasn't there before.
Oh,
Immediately get the sense that the sudden murder of 2 Crown's
Is-
Guard being
they've upped
discovered,
security.
They may have beefed up security. over the place.
they've upped security
Yeah.
because of.
Guarding
I was
the-
saying people are dying
exit onto the
a
main
lot,
street.
and now
They look
Crown's
away
guards are dying. Like,
onto the road, but occasionally glance over their shoulder into the alley. But there appears to be a little more of a security setup.
I mean, it's to be expected. You had a carnival where 2 people died, and then now guards that are investigating it died, or at least watching the area.
Sure. So I'll, do you want to
It's just funny to me that they keep getting in and out of the inn with ease when security's higher.
As am I. Well,
As am I.
I'll keep lookout.
I am not the right kind of talker for this.
Fair enough. So I'll head out the front.
Okay, you exit without issue.
Can
Make
I
your way.
locate the Crown's Guard?
Easy enough. And as you exit the
Easy
cabin,
enough.
you can see where once there were 2 guards kind of sitting in the front, there's now 3, and there are 2 guards stationed across the street
Oh.
that are keeping a watch. It looks like everyone's kind of on high alert since they've had.
We
some
have
of their own
5
guards.
guards within like a stone's throw of the inn.
But yeah, you make your way around the corner, through the T intersection to the other road that kind of meets with the main street that crosses in front of the nestled nook, and you see the guard that's stationed at the outside, who's currently kind of leaning up against the wall, arms crossed, just looking back and forth.
Can I run up to him and say, You please, over here. I've seen one of those creatures. It's tearing into him, and it's horrible. Please, come quickly.
The minute he's distracted. and
Make a
stuff.
deception check.
Minute he's done. But yeah, we gotta have deception check. I was gonna say, don't jump the gun.
15.
15. That's probably good.
Which way? Please, point and show me.
This way, quickly.
I feel like anything over a
He
12
grabs
is
his
pretty
blade and
solid.
draws it out and kind of gives a junk after. The rest
I've
of
seen
you guys make your way
13s
down
win
quickly
all the
outside
time, so
alleyway.
I feel like a 12 is
Make a
border.
stealth check.
Stealth
I'm
checks
so
now.
scared of rolling right now.
I know.
Let's roll mine.
Why does every roll have to be? Oh, thank God.
God, why?
Oh no.
Oh, we're
Yeah, like I actually feel like rolls
Yeah, you're right.
really matter right now because we're so under surveillance. Bad things could change everything.
21.
we went off the front.
All right, you guys.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
All right.
Marisha.
You know, if it's binary, 1 means
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Marisha,
between the three of you making
you
this
can't
check,
use
that's
that
still a
after
majority.
500
So-
hours of show.
Wow.
She's probably,
But
if
you
she
do
hasn't used
pop
that,
your ankle when
props
you
to
land.
her.
Popped your
Don't,
ankle.
A little sprained
don't
ankle.
make
Don't bite it.
comments after
Don't bite
he
it.
just was kind
right.
to
Sorry,
us.
you're right.
I was being kind. You sprain your ankle a little bit as you land and kind of like, and kind of hop behind, but the three of you make your way past the alley without issue.
Does she have?
That was very kind. You roll a 1 and she just hurt her ankle.
This is why we don't
That's
have
how I
GM.
would have rolled.
this ankle's affecting my wisdom. It's reaching in my family's history.
I think Sam is more on my lines, where I'm like, no, punish. I almost want them to get
You
punished
dart on the outside
because it
and make your
makes
way
it
down,
more
the
interesting.
alley
How do they get out of
through
it? But
cluster of,
in this case, I don't want him to get caught,
empty
so
rain
let's
barrels
roll.
that are set up to catch during storms, and you appear to have managed to just avoid the sight of the guarding crowns guard on the outside of the inn. Caleb, not what are you guys doing?
We are walking out the front.
Sort of scouting the way nonchalantly, I would imagine.
Okay. Are you going? Okay. Well.
Yeah, like a
you're-
specific.
Oi, I'm with you.
So they darted off into the alley. What are you guys doing?
We can just make our way to the outskirts of town.
I
would
said
be
that I
fine.
would be on lookout duty, so I'm just peering.
That's right. Sam said he was going to be lookout, but
While he was distracting him, you saw the guard leave and with
Yeah, we'll go
Ford.
old man Ford.
Or you can make your way down to the
No, we can stay in the open. I send Frumpkin up into the air over the party,
Okay.
100 feet in the air.
All right.
So
So
we're just going out in the open to the water.
We can also follow the
Okay,
bird.
great. We'll do
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say,
down to the dock.
why don't you guys lead the way, and you guys give us a little signal if you guys see
Yeah.
the guard. I thought, fuck.
you haven't caught up with it yet. They're still out in the
I
open.
missed the earrings.
I know.
I know.
Here.
No, I've got it. So I do our little,
I would go ahead though. Like
and I'm watching them from above.
Okay. So with that, you.
I'm guiding him along the.
Okay. So the two of you make your way towards the dock
But
slowly.
I'm totally acting like I see everything.
Right. I see everything.
I have
Look
my
at you,
hood up.
shades. Yeah, no, I'm.
he looks like he's like.
That Bernie's walking.
Look at this is how he looks like he knows where he's going. He looks like he's like
Where is
lost
it?
his freaking mind.
I kind of look over my shoulder and keep kind of running, and then go, "Oh, what do you want? What are you, who are you? Why are you following me?
You called me to. You said there was one of them.
Have I done something again?
Oh God, I love it. Plays the
This is my
crazy.
son. What's your name? You're strong looking,
Sheathes the blade.
dear. Do you have any coin?
Now he's gonna get money. On top of it, does he get money?
Like walks up and then slaps you across the top of the head and just goes, "Don't go wasting our time."
I'm sorry. No respect for the elderly, apparently.
I literally thought he was gonna grab.
Walk away.
Spits in the ground towards you and turns around and heads back to his post.
He was, yes.
Well played.
That was good.
All right.
Make my way towards the docks.
Okay. You all manage to slowly make your way towards the outskirts of the Ustalak, down to where the majority of the docks are set up on the lake itself. You can see a lot of the boats, since the lights have gone out, most of the boats have now come back in, and they're bringing their hauls out. Some of them have, small nets and baskets filled with fish they've caught while they're out there, small crustaceans. Most of them are
Small
in the process of just
crustacean
offloading while
band.
tying up their boats. What are you guys doing?
Birdie's back.
Perhaps the best thing to
Frumpkin.
do is to rent a boat, not steal a boat, cause alarm here.
You should talk to people.
Well, actually, I think we may be able to avoid any kind of trading of currency.
Yeah.
You know.
What's your idea?
Let me see if I can find a boat that would accommodate all of us and see if we might find some amicable people. As a sailor,
I'm gonna go with Floyd.
apparently I'm able to acquire
Free passage. I was gonna say, is one of them?
You
Oh.
are actually.
Wow.
So you walk up
Because one of my
there's
friends, one of my
Yeah,
good friends,
maybe
works for the
trade
train, and he
One
could
of-
just
one of the
walk on
larger
any
fishing
train
vessels, like a
anywhere
very
whenever he
size as
wants
well
for
as
free,
others,
and he's got a pass.
has already been pulled in.
Literally
Those
just
tables
walks
been
on
lowered
trains
off.
whenever he
You
wants,
can
and
see
they will
there's,
take you anywhere in
one
the
gentleman
United
into his,
States.
mid-40s, a little bit of,
But he's
white
worked for the
shadow on
train his whole
chin.
life.
Looks to have like a small scar across the bottom of it.
It's like free passage for
He has
train
like a
guys.
heavy knitted
sailors.
kind of folded back onto the top of his shoulders, and a long coat. And as he's standing there, he looks over at you and watches you approach, and kind of taking the rope and tying it around the edge.
Hello there.
That's amazing, because I literally was like, does he have a pass?
We're trying to make our way out into the lake. Some of my companions and I, for a small day trip. We've never quite been out on the lake. Not this one. Is there a chance we could trade some work on your day's journey for some travel?
Well, I mean, if you're looking for just someone to take you around the lake, I could do that for a bit of coin, sure.
I'm sorry, we're a bit light on coin. Is there anything that perhaps we could help you with around
See,
here?
I don't know if you could just go on some fisher guy's ship.
Like a hard worker.
Indeed.
Help
Many
out.
years of my life.
Help me out. You could
Where are
come.
you from?
Port de Molly.
So you're been a ship hand before. I could see the cracks in the.
Guarantee you. He goes, help me
Go
out,
away.
do some work, and you could all
Look
chill
this
on my ship or boat.
So you're just looking for a joyride.
Yes, and would help me look a bit more impressive in the eyes of my younger comrades.
There's a lot of them, though. That's a lot of people.
Tell you what. I'll take you around. You get a bottle to take while we're out there. Call her even.
Much obliged.
All right.
All right.
He goes and starts getting the boat.
See, that's the only thing.
Walk back.
You could go on any train you want that's government run or whatever. He can't just go up to. I mean, there wouldn't be a guy just running a train, but
We should go.
bring a bottle.
He's getting ready.
Yeah, we just got to bring a
The
bottle.
trade was to bring a bottle.
A bottle. Right.
Fire whiskey. I was going to say, I know he means liquor.
Fine, fire whiskey on you.
He didn't specify anything, but I knew he meant bring a bottle of booze and we're good.
If I gave you some money, could you go pick us up a nice bottle of some stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, how much could that
If I
be?
gave you
Couple
some money,
silver?
Could you? Okay.
Yes, you can.
Or is he going to buy like a
Alright,
real
well,
nice bottle of
Yeah.
something?
I'm gonna give you 3 gold.
That's too much.
That's a lot.
So I get to keep the change.
No.
Damn it. I'll be right back.
3 gold with the way they charge
I go
for
get-
things. A beer, a round of truss, were
bottles.
3 for 2. So that's 1.5 silver, roughly, for a beer.
A bottle of basic wine would get you about a gold.
Some box wine.
Yeah, this
shit.
is some
Fetzer.
$2 Chuck style wine.
Yeah, you can't come back with
Really?
2 gold wine if I said I was broke.
Exactly.
That's also true. Yeah, that's also true. Just get him a $2 chuck.
But yeah,
Sailor.
you spend a gold and you get a bottle of cheap wine.
Okay.
Make your way back to the boat.
Does she lie? She should lie to Ford and go, it was 2 gold and pocket one.
Yeah.
That voice you were doing, it almost sounded like you actually did import them all.
Right. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that voice. I like this voice too, though.
Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm kind of partial to it myself.
Yeah. I like it.
Thanks.
You can keep doing it.
Travis has been 3 different characters
As you
in
return
like
the bottle.
20 minutes.
You all get onto the boat. The older gentleman, as you all get on, introduces himself. I'm Noah.
Noah.
My vessel. I'll take you where you need to go. Now, if I can ask where you're headed, want to just do a pass on the lake and back, or?
Caleb, where are we headed?
Oh,
Wait, are you still in bird
no,
mode?
no.
Okay.
That,
Yeah, no. Okay,
There's,
he in the beginning he
look
went
at those beautiful islands,
fluttered back to his shoulder.
out in the middle of the Ustalak.
As he pulls the rest of the rope in, as you guys are on board, he kind of stops. Beautiful.
They haven't been on the water much. An island, to the eyes of someone like him, would appear.
I've never seen a lake before this one, so first island, it's a very big moment.
He goes and gets his paddle out and begins making his marks. Well, there's only 2 islands out there. One's
The music in the background sounds very similar to Star Wars.
Crooked Stone used to be where an old witch lived about 100 years ago. No one goes over to Crooked Stone.
Well,
No one goes to Crooked Stone.
that is our siren's call.
And did you say piece of shite? What's the name of the other one?
Oh, doesn't really have a name. It's too
Which
small.
one? Oh, so the
Piece
big
of
one is
shite.
Crooked
Crooked
Stone?
Stone, yeah.
That's where you're going.
I mean, that sounds like fun, right?
Yeah, you guys aren't actually afraid.
He puts the oar down.
Uh-oh. You paddle? Oh, he wants the drink. I thought he was going to say you start paddling.
You monster!
You've ruined it.
Fair be it to me to judge. To Crooked Stone, then. He picks up his oar and begins paddling.
Hey, some guys, if you give them a beer, they don't give a crap. Like in the morning, I just want coffee. If you give me a coffee, I'll probably do like a job for you for free, just to get coffee in the morning.
Did she have a wart on her nose?
Probably.
Yeah.
Don't really do it, witch folk.
Did she wear a hat? Like a pointy one?
I would expect as such.
Right?
Right?
Takes another swig as you guys begin to make your
I
way
think
towards
she'll
the
help
center of the
with
East Lock.
people because she's got a pleasant way about her, even though she's kind of annoying and says silliness.
Sure. Both of you make a perception check.
I'm going to keep my eyes peeled as well.
All right,
I'm
perception.
going to draw witches in my sketchbook.
Fucking shit!
Motherfucker!
My God.
Tagged along.
I just used every curse word on my video in one Marisha statement.
So it went well.
I'm drinking
Went well.
tons of whiskey because I'm super scared to be on the water.
8.
Okay. Alright.
20.
For future note, if everyone's gonna make a perception check, we may have a few folks, helmet and other people aiding their roll with advantage, just so we don't end up having like a barrage of perception. Like they failed, I do it. They failed, I do it. Because that gets a little lame.
Yeah, I like that. Makes sense. I actually thought that. I don't know if I've ever said it.
The water heading in as the sky darkens, heading towards Crooked Stone, the island in the center of the Ustalak.
I feel like we're almost
For
done.
yourselves, whatever you'll find there, and we're gonna go to break.
I knew it. I knew it was around 10, 2:15 that the break was. It's always around the halfway mark of the episode. This episode is roughly 4 hours, give or take a minute, but there was 8 minutes in the beginning where they did ads and they catch you up on things going on in Critical Role, stuff like that. So take out the 8 minutes, you cut it in half, it was around here. It actually is past that. And by the time we come back, no, we'll still have like a good hour and a half to 2 hours of live stream, which is what we normally have. We do the hour of Patreon. That's how I'm doing it from now on. And that's how I've been doing it, honestly. But I wasn't sure if it would work. And it seems like it's working fine. It's 30 to 40 minutes of them, then 5 to 10 minutes of me talking before and after. You add it all up, they're roughly 40 minutes to 50 minutes, some longer than others. But hey, it depends how much we talk. You could clearly, or I should say, I could clearly see at this point. Now we're into episode 3. We're almost done. We're halfway. I could see how slowly things can move when they need to. We could spend an entire 3-hour episode just fighting 1 or 2 guys and making our way to another location. This whole 40 minutes that we just watched, we started in the tavern. Granted, we learned a bunch of things. We learned that Caleb has a couple new things he could do. We're learning things about each other. We're learning things about Molly. The fact that Molly is telling them a certain thing. Like, yeah, the Dwarven girl and Kylery have been together forever. But then Laura says, well, this other person told us no. And then Matt confirmed it. Because then I started thinking, is Jester lying? Because Jester will do and say things just to start trouble or chaos, but like in a pleasant way. Whereas Bo is so similar, but I don't know. It's like, it's interesting to see the two of them together. Because Marisha does it in a way slightly different where it's so much more annoying, and I don't know, maybe you guys like her, but it twists me the wrong way. Whereas Jester is so closely similar, but she's just pleasant about it. She's cute about it. It's almost like you can't get mad because she'll be like, did I do this? Did I break this? I'm sorry. And like gives you the eyes, and she's a cute little tiefling girl with a cute little voice and everything. It's hilarious. Sam breaks the pot that he sold her because he rolls a 1. So it goes to show how quickly things could go downhill if you roll badly. Marisha rolls a 1 and he goes easy on her and just says, you hurt your ankle. I mean, Matt probably is thinking, I don't want to drag this out even longer because I'm already saying how we've been pretty much dealing with this for 10 hours now. If you count from when we got to the inn and started drinking and then got to the carnival and people started dying, it's about 10 hours right now of content we've seen, and it's all either on YouTube or Patreon. I'm thinking Matt's thinking, all right, we got to move this along. If I keep having you guys rolling 1s and you fall over and stuff, it's like Taliesin said himself, when you die, you don't actually die, you are unconscious. And I mean, at some point, I guess Matt could do whatever he wants, but it's way too early for that. And we kind of got to get the ball rolling. So we make it to this guy. We find out Ford is a sailor. I said it during the episode, but one of my very good friends, business partner as well, works for the train. He's actually federally badged. He's a federal officer of his own train. Like he has his own train and then appointed himself to a federal officer. He's got federal jurisdiction, carries a gun, has a badge and everything. And he can go on any train he wants to anywhere in the country, not the world, but the country. And all he's got to do is flash his badge and no one questions it. Instead, they're like, who are you? What are you doing? And it's just like a way to talk and tell stories and be like Mr. Cool Guy. And it is pretty freaking cool. I've seen him do it. Like he'll be like, hey, you want to go to New York? Park our car, jump on a train. We go to New York and it's a free pass up and back for me too. That isn't guaranteed, but most of the time he said he's never had them tell him no. Just like Ford did. Can I bring my friends on? He said he's brought entire crews of people on and they don't charge anybody up and back to the city. You can go to Boston. He's taken 6-hour rides to Boston to see Red Sox games for free and then come back. Talk about a good luxury or perk to have. But hey, you work for the train your whole life, you get some perks. Everyone's got their own perks. That's his. But Travis, very similar. That's immediately what I thought. His name is Noah. Is it because he's got a boat and it's Noah's Ark? I don't know. But we are now traveling to this island, Crooked Stone, talking about a witch. Now I'm starting to think Enon is out of the picture. Unless, here's the last Enon theory, and I'm going to cut it here because I actually have to go to the arcade and work tonight in an hour. And then we're doing the live stream on Friday. Friday at around 9:30. I usually start up the starting stream soon at 9 o'clock, and then around 9:15 I jump on. We just bullshit while we wait for people, and usually around 9:30 I will try to at least establish a time we'll go. But I jump on earlier sometimes and just bullshit, so expect around 9 o'clock to see the starting soon. Expect to see around 9:15. I do now have a working timer, at least it seemed like it was, so we'll have a working timer. And we will also have this much of the bottom shown so you can read the subtitles. We'll all sync up. It's immediately from where Matt starts after the break is where we are going to go. I'll let everyone sync up in the live stream. I can't show the whole thing because we're live and we'll have some drinks. I definitely got to try to remember Eldermancy. It is St. Patrick's Day on Thursday. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do something special this week for that. I don't know. But Friday will be the live stream. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full on edited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.